evolved, obviously including us. Because the idea of sharing information with you, the information itself contains certain frequencies, certain resonances that you may not necessarily perceive in the translated words. And therefore, by resonating to those energies, by matching some of those frequencies, you also can experience an acceleration within your own evolution, or simply what you call overall the idea of an ascension, which is simply the raising of your frequency to becoming more expressive of who and what you truly are. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to ask one question that the lady next to me started on, and that is, so...
Wait a minute. What happened to hello, good day?
Oh, hello, good day.
And good day to you.
You mentioned that you have supplied or enlightened people on alternate energy technologies.
Yes, we have had discussions.
Some people have posted some work on YouTube of some things that you have shared, but have they actually created energy, like lit a 100-watt light bulb, or?
Again, they are only at the beginning of such technology. They have noticed that there are certain energetic effects coming from some of the devices that they have been willing to create, but it's just the beginning. There are other things, other pieces of the puzzle they have yet to add to really get the final effects.
Oh.
But they are noticing that there are effects.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
I have some questions about frequency.
Yes.
The thing you were talking about with the with each object having its own resonance and frequency, would
Yes.
that be like a hertz number, like 140
It can
hertz?
be, but it's usually for a complex object, a harmonic.
So
A multitude of frequencies creating a harmonic. You have to record and analyze it to find the locational variable within the energy frequency equation.
So how, with technology, how would you figure out the frequency of an object by like putting
I
a
already
pitch on
gave
it?
you a description of the experiment.
Okay.
You have to have sensitive enough equipment to be able to tell the difference between the frequency of the object at one end of the table and the other end of the table. If you have equipment that is sensitive enough to tell them apart, then you're on your way. If you don't, you need to develop the technology further.
Okay.
That's the first step. You have to be able to read the frequency difference between what you believe to be the same object at one end of the table and the other. Because from our perspective, those are completely two different objects.
Okay.
Yes? Mm-hmm. All right.
And then my second question is, one of the other channelers was talking about how the frequency or the radiation or the waves from cell phones isn't in tune with the...
Yes, it's usually a discordant frequency.
Is there a way for us to tune electronics better?
There is. Your Tesla knew how. And the idea is there is a frequency that can actually bring all of the electronic waves on your planet into a single harmonic. It's based on what you call the Schumann resonance, the vibrational frequency of the Earth, which starts somewhere around what you call 7.85 hertz, but actually does go up and down a lot based on a lot of different variables. So if you can allow yourself to create a harmonic that is a harmonic of that Schumann resonance, as you call it, it can actually entrain all other electronic frequencies to go into that harmonic that is not then, at that point, harmful to your species, not discordant anymore.
Okay, and that would be in addition or different technology than we're using right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Although it can be an offshoot of what you're using, it's not necessarily that difficult. Again, your Tesla understood this. You may wish to study his work.
Okay, thanks.
Will that do?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
Yes. So, I don't really have a question, but
You can make a statement.
I can make some kind of query into something.
A query is a question.
I recently heard about something called the delusion of grandeur.
Yes.
And I have experienced this myself on several occasions.
Oh, all right. How exciting.
Yeah, sometimes very, very exciting, and then I get blasted back into reality, and it's like not that nice.
All right.
So,
well, the phrase is usually representative of the negative ego expressing itself.
The phrase is the negative ego expressing itself?
Delusions of grandeur can mean many things in your society. It can have negative meaning, can have positive meaning, or it can be used negatively or positively. In some senses, it is a way of sometimes reminding people that they might be getting ahead of themselves. Otherwise, it can be used to also suppress people. You have to have the discernment to understand how it's being used. Some people who are afraid of people excelling might say you're having delusions of grandeur just because you're attempting to go what they believe to be beyond your station in life. And you shouldn't be reaching for the stars. You should be happy just to reach the moon. So you have to be able to tell the difference between them when they're attempting to put you down, as opposed to when someone might actually be logically and wisely advising you that you might be thinking more highly of yourself than you need to be in a negative way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I have another question about these recurring nightmares that I have about the ocean
Oh, how exciting.
yeah, it's very exciting. I was wondering if you had some insight into like what that might be.
It usually, not always, but it usually in general is a reflection of dealing with deep emotional issues.
So
Does that ring a bell?
How can I deal with those a little more efficiently or?
Well, are you experiencing the ideas of believing in lack of self-worth or lack of deservability?
Yeah.
All right. Then that's a good place to start to understand that you have belief systems about yourself that is filtering your energy in a manner where you are creating a discounting energy of yourself. Is there something in life you would rather be doing? Something that is your dream, your passion that you're holding back from for some reason?
Probably, yeah.
That means yes.
Yes.
What would that be, or what might it be? It doesn't have to be the end-all, be-all, but can you name one thing that you would really, really be passionate and excited to do that you are not doing for some reason? For some belief system you have that something bad might happen if you do? Or that you're not good enough, not worthy enough, or someone might reject you if you went in the direction of your truth? Any of those ringing a bell?
Yeah, those are ringing little bells.
All right. Do they add up to one big bell?
The one, the one big bell.
All right. Is someone calling you a ding-dong?
Yeah, everybody call me a ding.
All right. Well, can you give us an example of what you're passionate about that you're not doing?
Well, I'm doing like I'm doing these things, but I would like to be doing them like on like 1,000 times better.
Yes. Well, that's what we say. When you're doing your excitement, you have to do it in the most exciting way. If you're not really doing it in the most exciting way to the fullest that you can, you're not really doing your full excitement. So what is holding you back in your belief system, in your definitions of yourself and your definitions of life? What's holding you back from doing it 1,000 times more strongly? What are you afraid of, in other words? What are you afraid will happen?
There's a big fear.
Of? Come on. Nothing to be afraid of, to be afraid. Come on. What? What are you afraid will happen? You're among friends.
I mean, I don't know. It can't get much worse than like.
Oh, sure it can.
Yeah.
Believe me,
what's the
you are
ultimate
all
fear? The
very
ultimate fear
creative
of, like,
at making
dying or
things
something?
worse. Now, can you be
I
as
guess making things
creative at
worse.
making them better? That's the question.
What was that?
Don't use your creativity to make things worse. That proves you are creative, so why not use your creativity to make things better for yourself instead of worse? The universe doesn't care which way you use the energy. Since you have proven to yourselves that you can make things worse, why not choose to use the same creativity to make things better? Yes?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, what are you afraid? Just one little thing you're afraid might happen if you actually open up to being the you prefer to be and doing the things you prefer to do in the way you prefer to do them. What's one little fear you have of something that might happen? Just one.
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
come on. Yes, you do.
I'd probably get too wild or something and kill
Too
myself.
wild and kill yourself. Fascinating that you would equate the idea of having so much fun that you would kill yourself?
Potentially.
Why would you kill yourself if you're having fun?
Well, the tendency to like,
there is no
medicate.
tendency. There is no tendency. You see, this is what we're talking about. You have definitions that you're treating as if they're facts. You do not have a tendency. You are making a choice to believe in something. You're treating the idea of tendency as if it is a law of the universe. It's not. It's an opinion, it's a belief, it's a perspective, and that can be changed.
I would love to change it.
Then change it. You have to find out what it is first. Because you see, you all operate on a belief system. Whatever you believe to be true is what you do. Now, you can recognize that there may be things you would prefer to do that you're not doing, but the only reason you wouldn't do them is somehow in your motivational mechanism within your psychology. The only reason you wouldn't be acting on what really gives you joy is you must be defining it as something that wouldn't. That's why you would move away from it with all your power and all your strength. You have to find the definition that is coloring your excitement and making it seem darker than it is. When you find that definition that's coloring it, that's dampening it down, that's filtering it so you can't see the light in it that clearly, then you can let go of that definition, because once you discover what that definition is that's out of alignment with your truth, you will see that it's nonsensical. It makes no sense. It's something you picked up on the way from your parents, your society, your friends, your school. Someone, somewhere, fed you a belief that has nothing to do with you. It belongs to them. You're carrying around belief baggage that has nothing to do with you. Drop it. It doesn't belong to you. But you have to identify what that belief is in order to see how nonsensical it is to keep buying into it. So that's the process and that's the exercise. You ask the question in one of two ways. A, what would I have to believe is true about myself in this circumstance in order to feel what I'm feeling? Or B, as we already asked you, if I did act on my highest passion, what am I most terrified might happen? One way or the other, the answer, the definition will come to you if you're willing to receive it. And once you receive it, you will see there was actually nothing to be afraid of. It's just something you bought into and believed to be true, and that's what made it seem real. Because remember, physical reality is an illusion. The belief systems are simply designed to make you believe that it's real. That's how they operate. If belief systems didn't work to perpetuate themselves and make it seem real, you couldn't have a physical experience, because physical reality isn't real. It's just a projection of consciousness. It's a shadow play. It's a projection on a wall. And the beliefs make it seem dimensional and solid. It's not. It's not. You get to choose what to believe is true within the parameters of the game that you're playing. But that is a lot of leeway. And you can decide that some definitions and some beliefs simply don't work for you, and decide which ones do, and move through life that way. Because again, you will never be contradicted by life itself. What you put out is what you get back. It may not always look like you think, it may not always look like you expect, but it will be there for a reason. And if you stay in a positive state with it and know that there must be a positive reason why something showed up, as we said earlier, even if it's something you don't objectively, neutrally prefer, it's there for a reason. And if you stay in the state of knowing that, you will always get the positive benefit from why that has shown up. If for nothing else, thank you, if for nothing else, that sometimes you will draw what you don't prefer as a contrast to more clearly understand by comparison what you do prefer. And that's how you use what you don't prefer in a preferable way. Make sense?
Yeah.
Does that help?
No.
All right. That's your path. We will let you ponder it. Let it sink in. These are the way things work. This is how reality works from our perspective. But you have your own path.
Thank you so much.
Our unconditional love to you.
Mine too. Thank you.
And finally,
Hey, Bashar.
and a you good day.
I have a question. Does the choice become random if you allow yourself to present yourself with truly equal options? Or is it then when your true unbiased preference can shine forth?
Well, yes, and there's a little bit of both in that, because you understand that synchronicity on your planet can allow for a number of different kinds of paths to serve the same purpose or the same function. So unless there is some reason why you really need a specific thing to happen in a specific way, most of you are satisfied enough by simply putting out the energy of the theme you're exploring and allowing any number of things to show up seemingly randomly that will work for you in a certain way. And as long as that certain way is fulfilled, it doesn't really matter whether you choose A, B, C, or D. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Does that answer the question?
it does. Thank you.
Is that it?
I would have another question
Yes?
for someone from the audience.
All right, well,
He asked
we'll
me
see.
to ask how advanced are like the propulsion technology on Earth at the moment that is hidden from the public?
It is capable of manipulating electromagnetic and gravity waves to a certain extent, but it's not as far along as many people suppose. It's not as controllable by certain people as many people suppose. Nevertheless, it is farther along than you've been told. Not sure how to give you an order of magnitude. Does that help?
I guess.
All right. Well, in other words, there are crafts that have been created by humans on your planet that do exhibit some of the traits that you assign to some of our craft, but they're, let's just say, to use your own vernacular, the Model T version compared to our craft, but they still do remarkable things. Does that help?
Yes.
But,
No, but.
all right.
Oh, I just heard from the audience.
Are they transdimensional?
Yeah.
They can be, but it's not really fully controlled at this time. And therefore, there have been what you would call a few unintended events. Therefore, it's not really completely under your guidance yet. And besides, certain things won't be allowed because they impinge on other realities that you have no business impinging on. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's about being imaginative, open, creative, and willing to understand that nothing happens in your life without a reason. You get to decide how it applies and to what degree it applies, but if it's happening for a reason. And when you stay in the state, the positive state of knowing that it must be there for a reason, even if it's something you don't prefer, you stay in a positive state and use what you don't prefer in a way you do prefer, then you get the benefit out of it. If you use what you don't prefer in a way you don't prefer, you don't get the benefit. Make sense?
Yeah.
Does this help?
Yes, thank you.
Why, thank you so much.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good evening. Where to start on
How about at the beginning?
Many times you have spoken, and other people like Eckhart Tolle and other people who have talked about living in the now, the power of now.
Yes.
Living in the now.
Yes, well, that really is all there is.
Right.
There is only now. Look at your watch, it's always now.
Right.
It's never then.
I think,
It's
yeah,
never
I've got a
will be.
dial that
It's
says
always now.
Yeah. So, in the words, I think, let me paraphrase, I think it was
Yes.
Mark Twain that said this, he said, we've got kind of a conundrum here. He said, plan
Bless you.
for the future, because without a doubt, the future is where you will spend the rest of your life.
We understand the idea, we understand the sentiment, and Noah's saying you can't plan, but the idea is that your plan has to contain an opportunity for spontaneity too, because you have no idea what's actually going to happen.
So
About
continue to
flexibility.
plan for the future, but live in the moment
Yes.
and allow for spontaneity.
Absolutely.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
You're welcome. Every plan should contain at least the possibility that the plan will fall apart.
Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Hello. So I was actually talking about you with a friend last night.
Oh, all
and
right.
He didn't quite buy all of this. So
Well, he doesn't have to.
Yeah. Well, so I asked. Well, I kind of encouraged him to ask you questions. So here's one for you.
Yes.
So, what he asked is like, okay, so if you guys exist, and given that you have such high and such advanced technology,
Yes.
so why haven't you given us, like human beings, some solutions, processes, or formula to create like cleaner energy, for example, and like
Yes.
more environmentally
Yes.
friendly material?
yes.
also? Yep.
We
And
have.
we do.
We have.
Oh, okay.
But most of you don't do anything with it.
Right. Can
You understand? So we give you enough, we give you a start, and we watch to see what you do with it. If you don't do much with it, what's the point of giving you more? Do you
Right.
understand?
Okay.
We cannot just load the whole thing onto you. You wouldn't understand it. We have to take you through a process of evolving your understanding of the technologies. But we have actually shared the basic principles with many people on your planet, and we watch to see how far they take it.
Okay. Yeah. Can you give me like an example? Just.
Yes. Some people have been very interested, some of your physicists, to understand how we use our spacecraft. And we have explained the idea of the principle of how we go from star to star very quickly. Now, moving more slowly, we can operate on different kinds of electromagnetic and gravitic wave technology, but going from star to star happens very differently. So we have explained that the principle, to keep this brief, is that you think of an object as existing in a location. We don't think it that way. We think that location is a property of the object. So if you change the locational variable in the energy equation of an object to another locational variable, the object has to stop existing at the first location and simply immediately start existing at the second location, not actually having traveled the intervening distance, just disappearing from one spot and appearing in another. The idea is that we have described an experiment to test this out for yourselves. The idea of taking something that has very little friction, very little mass, like a hollow conductive ball of steel, of copper, and putting it on a very flat table, as flat as you can make it, that is at least 10 feet long, putting it at one end, and with whatever technology you have, making it resonate to the point where you can read its entire energy equation. Then move it to the other end of the table, take another reading, and see if your technology is sensitive enough to tell the difference between those two frequencies, because there should be a difference. If you can measure the difference, then what you can do is put the object back in location A, and you can overwhelm it with a vibration of location B. It should start rolling down the table and stop at location B, thus proving the principle that we're talking about, how things will resonate to certain locational frequencies. We have described this experiment to several people on your planet. To date, no one has done it. So therefore, there is no point in giving you more information until you at least begin the basics. But we are always willing to share. Although, on the other side, again, we will only go so far until we know that you are ready for more, because it would be the equivalent, let's say, of handing a child a nuclear weapon. No offense.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, sure. Can I ask?
Remember, just as a relative understanding, our technology is about roughly 3,000 years ahead of you. We can't just download it all for you. You simply wouldn't understand it.
Right.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. So we're happy to give you the basics and help you through the process.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, can I ask one more for myself?
That was a question. Would you like to ask another?
Yes. Yes. So I'm trying to follow your advice to follow my high excitement to the best
All
I
right.
can and without any expectation.
Yes.
What do you say about efficiency then?
Efficiency?
Yes.
Well, that's automatically built in because when you act on your highest passion to the best that you are able, with no insistence or assumption as to what the outcome is supposed to look like, you start to activate the toolkit of excitement that contains the driving engine that moves you through life. It contains the organizing principle of synchronicity that actually brings you the things you need to do in the order in which you need to do them. You can't get more efficient than that.
Okay.
It's automatically built into the idea. That's why we say that when you do that and activate that kit, it's a complete kit and it leaves absolutely nothing out that is relevant for you in your life. It is the path of least resistance. And when you lower the resistance as much as you can, then you flow through life, and again, you can't get more efficient than that. Does that help?
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Hello, Bashar.
Andy, you good day.
Good day to you, sir.
Oh, sir, so formal.
Yes, I'm from the South.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have two questions.
Yes,
One just came up as you were describing sound and location.
yes.
For those who are able to tone quantumly, is that what they're doing with their healing for people?
Well, in some senses, although remember, the idea is that you put out a frequency that the person that requires the healing is invited to match. If the person matches the frequency that represents a healed state, the person heals themselves. No healer heals another directly.
I do understand that. But I wanted to understand that concept in reference to moving one frequency
Yes.
to the next.
It's basically the same principle. Because remember, you are all shifting through parallel realities billions of times a second anyway. It's just that you don't know it. So when you become aware of the idea that it's all about resonance, it's all about frequency of energy, of consciousness, then by putting out certain frequencies that are representative of a certain path, a person who is willing then to match that frequency will follow a similar path.
Yes.
And so it's all about knowing that that's how things change, by shifting the frequency. It's a similar analogy to some of your technology, such as television. You're watching one program, you want to watch another, what do? You change frequencies, and then you get a different result, you get a different program.
Very
Change the frequency within yourself in the way you prefer to, you get the program that is commensurate with that frequency and can get no other. Simple as that. You cannot experience what you're not the vibration of. Yes?
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes, it does.
And?
And I have a question on my heart,
Yes.
but it seems not to be coming out in English. So, if you would pardon me, I would like to do it in Syrian.
That may be fine, but you have to understand that we're not speaking your language. We're using the channel as a translation
I
device, and
understand.
therefore it may not translate.
Oh, okay. Tiki nai sakaro tuk usharati. Somokoro tuk aishania ati siki alo utkot utkoran yiskarata hiana.
Now that you have said it in that language, are you able to say it in a language that will translate through the channel's brain to us? Yes, no, maybe?
I'm getting. It's just been a question that's been there, and I'm not exactly feeling it in English for some reason.
All right. But again, I am not speaking your language.
Yes,
we are
I
only sending
understand.
thoughts. So the
Are you able
translation
to pick up
device
the
is only
thought?
programmed with English primarily.
Okay. Very well then.
Does that help you?
Yes.
And no.
Yes, I know. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
I have a question about human ET hybrids.
Yes.
I was aware that my DNA was altered when I was a little girl.
Yes, this is common.
Yes. So does that make us living hybrids?
Did you say the word living
Yes.
or leaving?
Living. No, alive.
Yes. Well, all humans, in a sense, to begin with, are hybridized, because to be human is already a hybrid. Remember that in ancient times, long ago, an ET civilization that most of you refer to as the Anu or Anunnaki did arrive on your planet and find the naturally evolved hominid and converted with their DNA it into what you call Homo sapien. So you already contain hybridized genes just being Homo sapien. Other kinds of alterations have occurred over time, so in that sense, to begin with, you're all hybridized. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But there are different phases of hybridization. And one thing that is important for many of you to understand is that there are other societies that actually function as an evolutionary mechanism in nature by hybridizing other societies. It's one of the ways that nature expands. Do you understand?
Yes.
So Earth is becoming, over time, what we call the sixth hybrid race. In time, the 5 hybrid races, including our own, and the 6th, your world, will merge to become the 7th hybrid race, to something that is quite different and unique. But you are going through an evolutionary process now where you're becoming really more human in many ways, because most of you aren't really human yet. Does that make sense?
No.
Well, in other words, you think of yourselves as human, but there are different things going on in your genetic makeup that have not necessarily allowed you to express your full human capacity. For example, many people on your planet say or believe that you're only using 10% of your brain. Nothing could be further from the truth. You're using 100%, but you're using 100% to make it seem as if you're only using 10. When you start to understand your true capacity, you will express more of it and actually express your true gifts as a human being, as a full human being. So you are, in some senses, still evolving into your full humanity. That's, to some degree, what becoming the 6th hybrid race is all about. Does this help? Yes, no, maybe?
So
It's a long story.
so the alternation of our DNA is the memory that I'm starting to remember.
Yes.
And abilities. Is
Yes.
it locked in my DNA, or is it actually some ET species that are communicating that with me?
Well, it can be both. Because again, there are those from other dimensions, other realities, that are also part of the evolutionary agenda for your planet and are helping out. So there is communication, there is energy, there is genetic material that can be activated. There are many different pathways to the idea of the natural evolution of the species on your planet to become more fully realized. It's a process, but a lot of different